Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Rehan Wazir and I am student of Rehan High School Islamabad Fairton Foundation 11 student and today third call any. So my first hello Miles. My topic is micro habits.
Oh, nice. I've heard those are kind of the secret sauce for actually sticking to things. What,
Okay.
like instead of a whole gym routine, just doing one push-up. It's
Okay,
got you
short
thinking about that.
answer. My questions. What are micro habits?
Basically, they're tiny, low-effort versions of a bigger habit. It's like starting with something so small it's almost impossible to fail at, which helps you actually stay consistent.
Okay, next question. Why are micro habits important in daily life?
Stop you from getting overwhelmed. It's kind of like it lowers the barrier to entry, so you don't talk yourself out of starting. Once you're moving, the rest usually just follows.
Okay, next question. How do micro habits help improve productivity?
They kill procrastination. Since the task feels trivial, you just do it. That builds momentum, which makes it way easier to dive into the actually heavy lifting.
Okay, next question. What is the difference between habits and micro habits?
Scale. Scale. A habit is the whole goal, like reading a book a week, while a micro habit is just a starting point, like reading one page.
Okay.
One's the destination, the other's just getting out the door.
Can micro habits change a person's lifestyle?
Yeah, totally. It's a slow burn, but those tiny wins eventually stack up. If you change the small things you do every day, you're kind of rewriting your defaults.
How
Over time, that's
how
how
long does it take to build a micro habits?
it varies, but
Yeah, yeah.
people usually say a few weeks. Haha, glad we're on the same page. You planning on starting one of these?
Next question. Why are small habits easier to maintain?
Because they don't require a ton of willpower. It's kind of like when a task is that small, you don't need to be in the zone or feeling motivated to just get it done.
Okay, next question. How do micro habits reduce stress?
They take the pressure off. Instead of stressing about a giant to do list, you're just focusing on one tiny thing. It turns a mountain into, well, a pebble.
Can micro habits improve mental health?
Yeah, they can. Just hitting those small goals gives you a little win, which, you know, helps with that feeling of helplessness or burnout.
Okay,
It's more
what
about the
what are
consistency, though.
some examples of healthy micro habits?
Like drinking a glass of water right when you wake up, or maybe just taking one deep breath before opening your email. Yeah, even something as simple as tidying one thing on your desk. Simple
Yeah.
stuff,
So next
right?
question: how can students use micro habits for better study routines?
Maybe just committing to opening the textbook or writing one sentence of an essay. Once the book's open, the hardest part is usually over, and it's way easier to just keep going.
Okay, why is consistency important in micro habits?
Because that's how it becomes automatic. If you only do it once in a while, like it's just a task. If you do it every day, it becomes part of who you are.
How
It's all
do
about the
micro
repetition.
habits help in achieving big goals?
They're like the building blocks. You don't just wake up and hit a huge goal. You just stack a bunch of tiny wins on top of each other. It's
Can
kind of like a
micro
snowball effect.
can micro habits improve physical fitness?
Definitely. Like doing 5 squats while the coffee brews or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. It's not a marathon, but it keeps you moving.
Okay, what role does discipline play in micro habits?
Honestly, not as much as you think. That's kind of the whole point. You're basically hacking your brain so you don't actually need a ton of discipline to get started.
How can micro habits improve time management and why do people fail to maintain big habits?
Say may stop you from wasting time debating whether to start. As for big habits, People usually fail because they try to do too much too fast. They burn out because the effort is just too high to sustain.
Okay, next question. How do micro habits make learning easier? Can reading one page daily become a useful micro habits?
Yeah, absolutely. Reading one page is a perfect micro habit. It makes learning feel less like a chore and more like a quick win, which keeps you coming back. It's all about removing that friction.
Okay. How do micro habits make learning easier?
By breaking a huge subject into bite sized pieces, it stops your brain from hitting that this is too much wall, so you actually absorb the info instead of just
Okay.
glazing over.
How can micro habits improve self confidence, and what are the easiest micro habits to start with?
They prove to you that you can actually keep a promise to yourself that builds trust in your own word. For starting, honestly, just making your bed or drinking water, it's something that takes like 10 seconds.
Okay, how do micro habits affect motivation? Can drinking more water be considered a micro habit?
Yeah, drinking a glass of water is like a textbook micro habit. As
Yeah.
for motivation, it's kind of a flip. Instead of waiting to feel motivated to act, the action actually creates the motivation. One tiny win just sparks the next one.
Why are morning micro habits important, and how can micro habits improve sleep quality?
Morning ones just set the tone so you're not starting the day in chaos. For sleep, it's things like, I don't know,
Okay,
maybe
what
just
are some
putting
micro
your,
habits for a positive mindset?
maybe just thinking of one thing you're actually glad happened today or taking a second to just stretch. It's all about those little shifts in focus.
Can micro habits help break bad habits?
Yeah, they're great for both. To break a bad one, you can use a micro habit to replace the trigger.
Okay.
Like if you scroll your phone when you're bored, maybe your micro habit's just taking one deep breath first, breaks
Yeah.
the loop.
How do micro
It's
habits
kind of like
improve focus
they
and conversation concentration?
they clear the mental clutter by focusing on one tiny manageable action. You
Yes.
stop the brain from spiraling about the huge project and just
Why should goals be
lock.
broken into smaller action, and how can micro habits improve communication skills?
Breaking goals down just stops the panic. It's way easier to tackle a step than a mountain. For communication, maybe it's just listening for 3 seconds before responding. Those
Okay.
tiny tweaks make you way more present.
Okay, next question. How can micro habits improve relationship, and what are some digital detox micro habits?
In relationships, it's the small stuff like a quick thinking of you text or a 5 second hug keeps the connection warm without feeling like a chore. Digital ones, maybe just
Okay.
closing your tabs at the end of the day or
Okay.
silencing notifications for 10 minutes.
How can micro habits improve creativity, and can smiling every morning be a micro habits?
Yeah, smiling is a great one. It's a quick mood hack. So, for creativity, maybe it's just sketching for 1 minute or writing one random sentence a day. It keeps the gears turning without the pressure of actually making art.
Okay, my last question is why are micro habits better than sudden big changes, and how can exercise become a micro habits?
Big changes usually crash and burn because they're exhausting. Micro habits just slide into your life. For exercise, just do one set of something or even a 30-second stretch. It's not a workout, but it's a start.
Okay, thank you so much for your time today. My third call any with you. Thank you.
No problem at all. Glad I can help you dive into that. Have a good one.